Yo, what's up? Today the new era update dropped. And for those wondering why is it called new era update and not just a dead offensive update, simple, it brings not only the new maps but also a ton of other upgrades and new features to the game, so let's explore them. And we start with the obvious. Every nation has access now to APCs, meaning the trucks that carry around soldiers and also function as mobile rally points. So those people who are too lazy to build rally points, meaning 95% of all players, you can just hop in these trucks and whenever you just park them anywhere, there will be active rally points automatically. This is absolutely crucial for the game, one of the best improvements to the game overall. Also giving the players who build rallies a feature to have 2 rally points active at a time. This is absolutely great. This is absolutely great. It easily doubles the amount of rally points every team has now. And not even doubles, it more than doubles them, because every player who was building rallies will now have 2 rallies if he wants. And lazy players will also have rallies, so I expect the amount of rallies that the teams are gonna have access to now will be around times 2.5 to even a bit more. So this is great. The games will be much better. It will be less running around. You can actually do more smart strategic thinking and planning, because now you actually have a choice where you attack from and not always from the same position. And it makes games also less boring and one-sided, since if one team is much better than the other, a well-placed tank can just completely spawn kill the weak, stupid team non-stop. Because the weak, stupid team doesn't build rallies to avoid the gray zone. But yeah, now it's much less likely. So this is great. Besides the APCs, we also get lots of other additional swag. In particular, the Soviets get the new machine gun with 100 bullets. For those wondering, why do we need a second Soviet machine gun with 100 round belts? Very simple, this machine gun deals more damage. So this is now possibly the best machine gun in the game. Depending on how it behaves, it may be better than the American machine gun with also 100 bullets, because this was for the longest time the best machine gun in the game. Alright? So the Soviets get even more power. Overall, they're already the most powerful nation when it comes to weaponry. And the Japanese, they are the big winners of this update, because they are the nation that get not only the most but also the most important stuff. First of all, they get finally a really good bolt action rifle that's very fast. So it makes more sense now to play the Japanese on low BR, which is also quite a fun thing, because low BR Japanese will feel more like playing the old Japanese before the merge. So for those who are nostalgic about that, this is the best thing to do. I'm also gonna build a low BR Japanese army soon. But the big swag comes with the high BRs for the Japanese, because first they get finally an anti-tank grenade launcher. And this one might be even a bit better than other anti-tank grenade launchers, so yeah, really good. Then they get the 50 round drum mag SMG. That looks really cool. And it also has an insane fire rate of 1,200 rounds per minute. Yes, exactly. This is absolutely insane. This is 20 bullets per second. Yeah, 20 bullets per second is absolutely humongous, and it shreds everything and everyone. So yeah, amazing addition. Exactly what the Japanese needed to deal with the Thompsons, because although dealing less damage than a Thompson, it shoots faster. And while having exactly the same amount of bullets as the drum mag Thompson, and the sights are better. So what do you want? Thompson or this? I definitely would play this. If the Thompson had better sights, the Thompson would be better, because the damage is just huge, but this thing will shred and will be lots of fun to play. Also another incentive for people to try out Japanese, because I noticed many people underestimate the Japanese. I mean, you get cheap swords for every single of your soldiers. This is... If that's not a reason, then I don't know what is. And they get Rifleman 3 and Assault 4, which is also important, because the Americans already have Rifleman 3, and the Japanese really need them to be able to compete in the long run, because having highly perked soldiers against the American army that's basically superior in every single regard when you compare one-on-one every type of weapon, yeah, this is a little advantage that they really need. Also, some swag regarding uniforms. Since we get the new Ardennes offensive maps, the Americans and the Germans are gonna get some winter uniforms, which is quite cool. Only downside I currently see with the optics of the new maps is that in the real Ardennes offensive you had very deep snow. So soldiers were knee deep in snow, but this isn't depicted in the game. It would look absolutely amazing, would look very cool. Also, if it slows down soldiers, would be also quite cool. It slows down soldiers a little bit, not too much. Yeah, sadly that's not the case though. Also, it would make it possible to hide in the snow by lying down, but sadly this is not the case. Then of course the new APCs come with the APC driver class, which is basically just a driver. He's basically like a tanker without the loading and aiming perks, because he literally has the same driving perks and the same repair perks. Also, you get a button to quicker organize your army in the menu, which is something many people asked for, and you get something dangerous. You get the ability to sell old squads from before the merge that you theoretically don't need, but here's the thing. Depending on how you upgraded your squads, let's say in one squad you had a sniper, in the other squad you had a machine gunner. If you sell your old squads, you won't have the flexibility anymore to pick the one or the other squad. You will have to re-upgrade them, which is quite expensive because it requires the rare squad note cards. So I'd keep them for that reason alone. But even more important is that if you're playing Germans or Americans, your squads are gonna have unique icons. And these icons sometimes look very cool and nice. And the worst thing I can imagine is selling a squad and then losing a cool icon forever. So I will never sell any of these squads. Absolutely never. You don't want to lose your cool looking icons from the various squads you unlocked. Regarding vehicles for other nations, the Americans get 2 tanks that are basically copies of the already existing British tanks. The M3 Lee being a copy of the Grant and the M4A1 being a copy of the Sherman. They have very similar stats, and yeah, it's basically more historical accuracy. And the Japanese get a battle rating 3 tank, which is the Horny Tree. And yeah, that's quite a good mid-tiered tank, though I guess not many people are playing mid-tier Japanese, because this is literally the worst thing you can play right now when it comes to being trashed while being upgraded to battle rating 5 American enemies. So yeah, but low battle rating Japanese is very fun. High battle rating Japanese is also very fun, especially since you also get the NATO tank, which is, unlike the 120 millimeter short-barreled naval gun howitzer, this one's actually better because there's more ammunition, it's much more flexible, and the cannon will also have more penetration, so you can actually blow up enemy tanks. The other tank looks very cool, and in theory it's good, but I tried it out a couple of games, and you literally have the same amount of kills from the 120 millimeter than from a normal 75 millimeter. But you're much slower, you don't have any additional advantages. So yeah, this tank is going to change a lot, because now you can blow up all American tanks either with one shot, just straight to the front, or if it's something like a jumbo, you actually have to aim at the machine gun port, but you still will be able to deal with them. This is great. Keep in mind, you basically don't have any armament, but in most situations it doesn't matter, because the American cannons and bombs are so overpowered, they're gonna shred you anyway. It doesn't matter if you have 40 millimeters or 10 millimeters. And now comes the additional swag from this big update. First of all, some UI improvements, but most importantly, visual effect improvements. And these are really good. First of all, whenever you shoot something that was built by an engineer, like machine guns and cannons and so on, it looks much more realistic due to more particles and stuff like snow and sand swirling around. This is gonna look good. Also, shooting machine guns will be affected now by wind, because now wind is a thing in the game. It was added to the game around 1 year ago, a bit less than 1 year ago, to the Pacific, with winds with leaves swirling around and trees shaking a bit. Now the question is, was it real wind or was it just an animation? Now apparently there's actual wind in the game, so yeah, this is gonna look good. We also get snowstorms and blizzards and stuff like that. You get snow falling from trees, snow being whirled up. Same thing goes for sand. We already getting now from today on better TNT explosions and better mine explosion effects. The one game that I just played with the new update, I dropped a bunch of NAT Tank mines and 2 of them exploded, but I sadly didn't see the result. So yeah, but still really cool, very nice, and a perfect direction for the game to look more realistic. Now the most important thing we need is better bullet wounds, and then the game is gonna finally look really good. And also new effects when hitting hay. Yes, very important, because right now you can literally punch hay, you can shoot through it, you can run through it, there's nothing falling off. So we absolutely need more realism in that case. And then new locations. Regarding the Hürtgen Forest, we get invasion mode. Dominant Heath also invasion mode. And sadly also conquest mode, which no one asked for, but alright. Then Verby Station gets destruction. Yeah, Verby Station is very mixed bag, but yeah, maybe like the map is very beautiful, but not that good to play. Maybe destruction's gonna change it. The one game I played so far on the new update was literally Gogol Street Assault, and I was confused because I didn't know it was in the game now, but yeah, it is. Great. Then the Japanese get something, and finally more love for the old Moscow campaign, Bela Lake North Invasion. So I guess starting from the hill Shapel, which is gonna be cool because I guess for most new players, the first objective on the old starting point was almost impossible to cap. I remember when I started playing the game, I had this map around 20% in all of my games, and I basically lost every single game because I didn't know how to capture this first point in the trenches. But still one of the greatest and coolest, best maps in the game, absolutely necessary. And then some maps were optimized, removing bugs and other nonsense, and very famously Berlin maps got uncluttered, so now there are less rocks lying around and you can actually drive around. And the AI got also improved a little bit when it comes to behaving in these maps. Also, many sounds were improved in the game. Couple months ago, every single sound improvement was listed in an update like that, but then you had a list with like 100 entries and no one wanted to read it, so yeah, they just summed it up as many sound improvements. So yeah, very good. Let's hear them in game. Also regarding the APCs, you're going to get lots of points when you interact with them, when you destroy them, or you use them yourselves and so on. Very nice. Then, if you like long distance kills, you're going to get more experience now, because whenever you kill someone with a handgun on 85 meters or beyond, you're going to get 40 points instead of 30, so nice, 33% additional points. Also, the Range Master Hero Award it used to be able to get it with using tanks, but now it's limited to handguns, which makes sense because, yeah, doesn't make much sense to shoot something with a tank from the gray zone and get an award that is actually meant for infantry. Also, another really good another improvement is that engineers used to, when they wanted to get the engineer medal, the best engineer award, it didn't count your amount of engineer structures built or engineer points acquired. It only counted the experience you got. And since killing gives much more experience in building, people could get easily best engineer without building a single structure. But now there's also the additional best builder award, which literally counts the amount of engineer points that you got. So yeah, this is really good. And a very important entry that may get lost among all of the other things, that rendering got optimized, improving the performance for basically all Enlisted players. This is very important because whenever you add new graphical stuff, the performance can be expected to drop, but not here. So the more the game gets optimized, the better. And like jumping from 60 to 70 FPS can be very helpful for many players. And if for every player be under 60 FPS, yes, even 5 more FPS can make a huge difference. So yeah, this is very good, very important. Also some customizations got improved, like headgear being better, soldiers moving more realistically, and other nonsense that's finally fixed. Alright, that's it. That's the first update since a while that I actually liked, because literally liked, because the others were either too empty or just too stupidly implemented. But this one's actually good, so yeah, let me know what you think. By the way, fun fact, once this update dropped, luckily I'm still today at home, gonna leave later for work, and I had time to play a game and I recorded it, started commenting it. It was really fun. It was really fun. And I instantly started using the German APC since I had the calibrated research points for them. But guess what? I forgot to plug in the microphone, so can't show you the game, but I'm gonna show you definitely some games with the APCs in the next days, maybe even tomorrow, because these things are real game changers. You can't overstate their positive impact on the game, so yeah. APCs, best thing to ever happen to Enlisted. Let me know what you think, and goodbye.